Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Hair Gardener, and today it is time for another garden update here in my Philadelphia backyard, growing zone 7B. I forgot what zone I was for a second. Anyway, I do these updates about once a month just to kind of see how my plants are doing, see where things are thriving, and maybe where things aren't going as I planned. So I'm sure everybody is experiencing similar conditions. It's been a very hot summer. We've had many weeks of temperatures in the 90s, which not every plant enjoys. And then we just came off of having pretty significant downpours for the last, I'm going to say 2 to 3 days. We got 4 inches of rain, which that's a lot. So right now the plants are looking pretty good. I think the rain helped after being in basically a drought period for so long. So for the most part, things are looking good. So let's get started. I'm just gonna walk through here. I'm not gonna name every single plant because I've done that in previous videos, but I do want to show you what things are looking like right now in August. I always like to start the tour by entering from this angle. I think it's just such a good look to walk back through here and see basically this huge jungle in this small urban backyard. I love tropical plants, so you're seeing a lot of foliage, which is fine with me. I really love that feeling of just walking into a space and it kind of feels like you've entered the jungle. So let's get started over here. Everything is doing pretty good. There are a few things that maybe aren't doing so good anymore. So we'll start down here. Like I said, there's been periods of extreme heat and then there's been lots of rain. So not everybody's happy, meaning the plants. So right down here, we've got these petunias. These are looking all right. They did hit a period where I went away for a few days and they kind of got significantly underwatered and were not looking good. So they did kind of bounce back, except for the verbena down here. So there's a little bit right here. There was a second plant in the back. I think it's still back there. I can see a little bit. Still surviving, but that has kind of taken a back seat to the petunia. I also have this gare here, which is, it's kind of fizzling out a little bit. But I think it's okay for this time of year. The sweet potato vine around the bottom here, of course, is looking fantastic. It's almost impossible to kill these and for them to not thrive. They just need heat, sun, and water. I have this Mexican petunia up here, which is also doing good. I think this is another plant that is difficult to kill, and I'm very happy with it. So it's a little hard to tell because it's just basically a mass at this point, but these are pots right here, and they are tiered in different levels. So the tallest pot in the back right here is maybe not doing as good as it could. I say that because the center plant, which is this lantana, is kind of overtaking everything else. I have a mizu plant down here, which you can still see. There's like a lime licorice plant down here, which when I lift up the foliage, you can see the foliage of the lantana. You can see it's not looking so good. And then around the side here, it's kind of like really spilling. I do have a Gomphrena, which honestly I didn't think it looked as good as it did. And then there's an Angelonia in the back here, which also is kind of getting lost to this lantana. So out of this area right here, maybe not great pairing on those plants, or maybe at some point I probably could have trimmed back that lantana a little bit better. Right down here we have the pineapple plant, which is doing amazing with some lemon coral sedum also mixed in here. I do need to come back in here and trim some of this back so it's not swallowing up these two smaller pineapple plants. The Dichondra Silver Falls is just doing what its name suggests, is falling out of the pot and onto the sidewalk down here, which I kind of like. There really hasn't been too much change at all over here in this section. This pineapple lily has probably been getting overwatered from the rain and has not bloomed. A little disappointed that that has not bloomed. This is the second year for having this plant. It looks pretty healthy, but I was hoping for an actual bloom. This rainbow euphorbia down here is looking nice. I have some lemon balm, almost impossible to kill. Let's see what else. This year, the basil, I've grown basil from seed and it's going crazy. If you have not tried to grow basil, it is the easiest plant to grow and you'll have basil all summer long, so I definitely recommend you trying that. These petunias here started off so nice, but at this point I think they're starting to fizzle out. Again, I think it's just the extreme temperatures. They are not happy about that. This Penta is just kind of overtaking the planter a little bit, which is fine. The vines are not super happy. Let me kind of go up here. So you're looking at a mandevilla and a cup and saucer vine. The mandevilla has not been performing great, and the cup and saucer vine has yet to bloom, so fingers crossed that that happens. Otherwise, that's just a lot of foliage with no wow factor. Over here, so I have a collection of amaryllis that have been living out here for a little while, maybe a month or two. I'm going to bring these in at the end of August and let those go dormant. And you can see I have some other pots here. I am going to transfer these amaryllis into these pots here. I'm going to put 3 in a pot. I also have 4 more on the way from ordering online. So I'll just have these 3 pots with 3 amaryllis in each pot. So 9 altogether. Some things I'm just kind of glazing over because like I said, maybe I've talked about them before, maybe they're just not really like doing a whole lot. So there's like an elephant ear down here with some more of that basil. This year I'm disappointed on what's going on up here in the wall. Last year I had an amazing, forgive the helicopter or airplane that's going over right now. Last year this wall looked fantastic, and I had lantana, which is up there right now, and I had Dichondra Silver Falls also have up there right now, and it looked amazing at this time of year. And this year, for whatever reason, it's not looking good. So this is definitely a disappointing area. Another sweet potato vine, which is, you know, doing its thing. There's some purple fountain grass up there. There's also some string of pearls, which in these little pots, which I think are kind of fun. So moving down here, so this area I'm probably most disappointed in. The rain is just rotting my chicks and hens, which happened last year. I think that's just the nature of these plants and how much rain we get. I did buy, this is a new plant right here. Also probably not enjoying all of the rain, but I did get an agave plant, which I've always wanted. I have a mangabe, which is the one right behind it here. But I've always been a fan of just the regular agave, so we'll see how that does. This combination right down here, the licorice plant and the lemon coral sedum, looks great. I did have a petunia in here which got eaten up and just kind of fizzled away. Asparagus fern, again, it's like another one of those plants, almost impossible to kill, thriving. Up top here, so this is not looking good at all. I probably should have cut this stuff back sooner. I do have like a vermilion air back here, which is just really leggy and not blooming. There is also there's another plant in here which I, for the life of me, cannot remember the name of it, even though I pointed it out like 2 seconds ago. Is also not doing well. Just everything is not doing well. I think I do need to go in here and do a hard trim, and hopefully this stuff will flush back. I do have this purple salvia. Unfortunately, like half of it broke off, so I had to fill it in with this upright elephant ear, which has filled in that huge spot and I think has saved this look. But overall, it's not looking so good over here. There's another vermilion air behind the the brain is not working today. Behind the salvia, and there's also another petunia, which is just completely gone at this point. So let's talk about the banana. It's doing great. It survived the crazy weather that we just had last year about this time. This same plant blew over and it was very upsetting, but it's doing great. And this is the 3rd year that I've had this plant. I have overwintered it several times. So back here we have, again, mixed reviews on what's going on. I inserted these upright elephant ears because the plants I originally had in here were just kind of like fizzling out and not doing so good. For some reason, my coffee cup alocasias have just disappeared, just almost completely. There's like one leaf right here. So I put these plants in here to give a little height and interest. I also have this shrimp plant, which I thought that was a bloom, but that's just a yellow leaf. These are not doing good. I've been struggling all season long with these 2 planters, so next year we're gonna have to completely like revamp what's going on in this area, because what I'm currently doing is not working out. The caladium back here, they're doing okay, considering I think this leaf for some reason is like, yeah, there's a huge leaf here that just keeps falling over. The caladium are doing good this year. They are a fan of the heat. They maybe don't appreciate all this rain that we just had, but look how beautiful these are. So that's one win for this year, are definitely the caladiums. This section, it's doing okay. This is probably the only section where the impatiens are doing all right. For some reason, they have not been happy at all this year. Most of them have fizzled out. Again, the caladiums, gorgeous. And also, not really talking about them, but my house plants. There's one right here, and there's some over here I've kind of glazed over. Didn't mention this croton in the back, which I think at this point is 9 years old. The houseplants are loving it out here, and they are thriving. So let's walk around out front here. I think the upright elephant ears are doing amazing. They look great up against the cannas here. The canna has bloomed. There's like a little bit of the plant flower remaining, but this section right here I think is looking great. Really achieving that like jungle look. Down here, the coleus they're looking pretty good. They're very full at this point and kind of maybe swallowing up some of the other plants around them. I do need to come in here and probably trim some of this stuff back because the ageratums are slowly getting eaten. Same thing with the Gomphrena down here. I did try Bidens this year, which is what this sad little plant is. You can still see a little color on these Bidens. I did trim these back over here in hopes that they would you know, get thicker because they were very floppy, but I don't. There's somebody with a very loud car in the background. I don't think I'm a fan of the Bidens, so I don't think I'll be retrying those again. I just want to point out there's a wire vine down here which is looking great, intermingled with the Purple Heart. So this mass of green is a cup and saucer vine. There is one purple hyacinth bean plant mixed in here as well. That's this guy. Nothing's happening. I am desperately hoping that this cup and saucer vine blooms. Otherwise, why did I grow this? It looks good, it looks healthy, but I was hoping for some flowers and some blooms. This does, or supposedly blooms late summer, which that's now, so hopefully that happens soon. Some more of this purple basil down here, which I have everywhere. I am eating so much pesto, it's ridiculous. Ageratums are doing better on this side. Again, the Bidens, not so much. Some remnants of coneflower right here. There is a dahlia in here which it keeps coming back every year. I think it's getting eaten a little bit by this cup and saucer vine. At this point I'm gonna have to say I'm not a fan of dahlias either. There is a structure in here, and here's the top of it, like holding this dahlia up, and it's still like every time it rains it just flops over. So I may have to dig that out. I'm not a fan. I need to replace it with something that I like a little bit more. Oh, here we are. There are some more impatiens down here that are looking pretty good. This is like lots of hostas down here. More caladiums. Purple Heart again, looking fantastic. Kind of skipped over this planter up here. It's a little hard to tell that there's a pot in here, but this section right here, there is a large pot right here. This trailing coleus I think is looking great. I have been trimming this all summer long and it's still kind of like taking over the pot. which is okay because nothing else is really like thriving in here. I also have a begonia. You can see some color right here. There's one on this side and one over here. I also have the Persian Shield, which is finally starting to look pretty good. Another caladium. There's also I'm gonna call it a King Tut grass, but I don't think that's this particular variety. Right here, which it's not really doing a whole lot for me. It's pretty short, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. Here is the other begonia. I can't say enough about the caladiums. I love them so much. Beautiful foliage, and they are just so happy this year. This mass of leaves right here is one corm, and it's huge. This is Frog in the Blender, and it looks amazing. There's a bigger leaf right here with some really nice color, but it has decided to fall over for some reason. Do have another house plant right down here, Oxalis, which I love. It's kind of getting buried a little bit. There's another Impatient down here, which is kind of fizzling out for some reason. I did want to point out while I'm over here, I did mention earlier my houseplants and how they're doing great. I did get a new plant. I have a Clivia right here. It is massive. It's in a huge pot. I'm gonna have to bring that in over the winter, but I'm excited to have that plant, and hopefully it's similar or in the same family as the Amaryllis, and we know how much I love those by how many bulbs I have. But this is going to be a winter, hopefully blooming plant, so I am very excited to see what happens with this. Alright guys, that's everything for today. Thank you for coming along on this garden update. I'm just going to kind of walk around here again. Hopefully you can see some of this in the background. Overall, I'm really happy with the way this looks. I kind of wish I had a little bit more flower presence, because it is heavy on the foliage, but like I said, this is kind of the jungle look that I like and go for. But at this time of year, I am missing maybe a little flower presence. But thank you for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.